If Rhaenyra fails, the Greens benefit. Excellent detective work. The Ravens are already preparing your certificate. But the obvious enemy may not be the most important winner. Civil wars create opportunities inside coalitions, especially when a ruler becomes isolated and an heir dies. Rhaenyra's collapse would redistribute command, legitimacy, dragons, ships, and access to the future throne. Some beneficiaries love her. Some fear her. Some may not consciously want her to fail until failure gives them something they cannot refuse. The useful question is not who hates Rhaenyra most. It is who becomes more powerful when she becomes less capable. Daemon benefits from a Rhaenyra who is angry enough to authorize violence and wounded enough to avoid supervising every detail. He does not necessarily need her removed. He may prefer her dependent. If she becomes the symbol of legitimacy while he becomes the engine of war, their marriage turns into a division of power he understands very well. The risk is that Daemon can mistake usefulness for entitlement. Every battlefield success strengthens the argument that only he can do what must be done. A failing queen could therefore make him more loyal in public and more autonomous in practice. Corlys may lose enormously in the gullet and still gain political leverage. Rhaenyra needs whatever remains of his fleet, his name, and his ability to hold a coalition together. Loss can make an ally weaker militarily, but harder to refuse politically, because every surviving resource becomes essential. Corlys can demand strategy changes, protection for his house, or recognition for people Rhaenyra would rather keep at a distance. He does not need to betray her to benefit from her weakness. He only needs to become the ally she cannot afford to disappoint. That is how partnership quietly becomes veto power. Every decline in central authority increases the value of the Dragonseeds. A stable queen can define them as servants. A desperate queen must negotiate. Hugh, Ulf, and Adam become more than riders. They become scarce strategic assets with the ability to compare offers. Even loyalty changes shape when the loyal person knows the entire war may depend on them. The riders benefit from Rhaenyra's mead before they benefit from her defeat. That creates a dangerous market where titles, lands, and belonging are bids. Once dragon power has a market price, moral speeches about duty begin sounding suspiciously underfunded. Aemond benefits less from Rhaenyra becoming weak than from Rhaenyra becoming predictable. Grief can narrow strategy. If she always chooses immediate retaliation, her enemies can prepare the target, terrain, and timing. The premiere already shows a war where traps, fog, and specialized weapons can blunt dragon superiority. Aemond does not need to beat every dragon. He needs to know where anger will send them. The more Rhaenyra feels compelled to prove strength, the easier it becomes to design a situation that punishes proof. Her emotional collapse could become enemy intelligence without anyone leaking a single plan. My answer is that the first major beneficiary will be someone inside Team Black, not because they plan Jace's death, but because the vacuum arrives immediately. Daemon gains operational freedom. Corlys gains negotiating leverage. The riders gain market value. Advisors gain control over access and information. The Greens benefit later, once those internal advantages begin competing. Watch the first council after Rhaenyra learns the truth. Who speaks for her? Who speaks before her? Who presents a decision as already made? The person filling silence fastest may be the person the episode is quietly promoting. If Rhaenyra begins to fail, who do you think moves first? An enemy across the war, or an ally already standing inside the room?